Welcome to Body Energy Therapy. This will be the first video in a series of videos on nutrition. In today's video, we are going to talk about water. Why start with water? Well, water is our body's principal chemical component. When we take into account intracellular fluid, external cellular fluid, and blood plasma, water makes up more than 60% of our body's composition. Every cell, organ, and tissue in our body needs water to function properly. Those functions include regulating our body temperature, lubricating our joints, removal of waste through urination, bowel movements, and perspiration, and water plays a very important part in cellular respiration, which is how we survive. Now, how much water should we be drinking per day? Well, this is not an easy question to answer. It's more of a sliding scale. There are many factors to be taken into consideration, including physical activity. See, the more physically active we are, then the more water or fluids we will need. But on average, the typical male will need between 3 to 4 liters of water per day, while the average female will need 2.5 to 3, maybe even a little bit more than 3 liters of water per day. Now, it is very important to stay hydrated because if not, we can become dehydrated and we may experience symptoms such as headaches, nausea, lack of energy, being tired, and in some cases, even constipation. Now, this glass here is approximately 250 milliliters or 8 ounces, and 4 of these will equal 1 liter. So now we've seen the importance of staying hydrated, but I personally believe that the quality of water that we drink is even more important than the quantity of water that we drink. Now think about this for a moment. If every cell, organ, and tissue in our body needs water to function properly, then we should be giving our body the cleanest, purest, and highest quality fuel it needs to perform these functions. Now, I live in a city with millions of people, and the city has certain standards for what it deems to be safe, clean drinking water, and those standards are here. Well, my standards personally for my own body are here. So I want you to take this into consideration. I live in a city with millions of people, and we all have this beautiful big lake as our main water source. But when we go to the bathroom, all of our raw sewage goes into this lake. That's one. Now, 2, I want you to take this into consideration as well. Many people in today's societies are on some form of medication or pharmaceutical drugs for things like depression, anxiety, heart disease, blood pressure, even women that are on the pill not to get pregnant. All of these chemicals from these drugs have a very great potential to end up in our water supply. So for me, I want to be safe and make sure that the water that I'm drinking is very clean and pure and of the highest quality. So besides our tap water that the city provides, what other sources of water can we look to for clean and high quality water? Well, one would be bottled water. Now I have 2 issues with that. One is the packaging waste, and 2 is the potential of chemicals leaching from the plastic from the bottle into the water. So that's not to say that I will never drink bottled water or tap water, I just prefer not to. Me personally, I filter the water that I drink and the water that I use to cook with. Now, we've all heard of filters such as the Brita water filter system or similar filter systems to that. I think those do sort of an okay job, but really, I don't think their quality is high enough. I would recommend something like a reverse osmosis water filter system. This is very, very high quality. The only issue with a reverse osmosis water filter system is whether or not to remineralize the water after it has been filtered. And there is arguments on both sides of the fence whether or not to remineralize the water or not to remineralize the water. Now, me personally, I use this filter system here. This is a Berkey water filter system. And the reason why I use this is this water filter system, the way I have it set up, will remove 99% of anything that should not be in the water, but will leave the minerals in the water. Now, I like this system because it also removes fluoride from the water. And I believe that personally, this is me personally now, that fluoride should not be added to our drinking water. In this particular filter system here, the way I have it set up, I also have the alkaline rocks to make the water pH level more closer to 7. Now, you're going to tell me, can't I just boil the water that we get out of the tap? Yes, you can, and that will work in terms of killing certain bacteria, but it will not remove chemicals or heavy metals that may still be in the water. So this is why I recommend using a good water filter system. And yes, these systems are not cheap. They can run anywhere, depending on the setup you have and the size of system that you have, anywhere from $200 to $300 to $1,000 to $1,500 and more. Typically, the range is between $200 to $1,000, but again, it can run higher. But then again, when it comes to our health, the cost, I believe, it is well worth it. So if you have found this video informative and liked it, please like the video and please subscribe to my channel. I thank you for your time. Stay strong.